Hello, welcome to a short tutorial on nutrient management planning in Contour. In this tutorial, let's cover how to set up a nutrient plan, how to add applications, application templates, how to bulk adjust each product, and finally, I'll show you how to access the different reports. To create a nutrient plan, first of all, navigate to Planning, and then to Nutrient Planning on the left-hand side. This will then bring you to the Nutrient Planning homepage. Before clicking on Create a New Plan, just make sure that you're in the right harvest year that you wish to plan for. Once you're happy with that, click Create New Plan. We then need to select the fields, but first of all, give the plan a name, so of course one test, and then need to select the fields. There's three main ways of doing this. You can either click on the map, tick off the list, or select all. If you have a long list of fields, there is the option to filter these out, so you can filter by crop, or use the freehand search bar. Once you're happy with your field selection, click Next, and then you need to select the products. So I'm just going to start off with a few obvious ones here. Now, don't worry about getting them all at this stage. You can add them in the plan itself. It's just nice to have that starting point for you to start building your nutrient plan. So I'm going to add a few obvious ones here, some TSP, some MOP. I'm going to use some default capital mark, as well as some poultry manure. Now, if you have your own analysis or something like that, you can create a custom product. So you can see in the blue bar, you've got custom product here. So you start by giving it a name. So I don't know, just call it JM cattle, something like that. You then select product origin, so inorganic, organic. Select the product type, so it's a liquid or a solid, and then essentially put your own analysis in here. I was just throwing that because I've not added any values in. You can add micronutrients as well, so there's a list of micronutrients there, and then just add the percentage of nutrient in that particular product. And then once you're happy, you click create, and then that will then be a selectable product in your list. I'm not going to add one now, but I'm happy with that list, so I'm going to go create plan. And this will then jump into our planning window. So you can see on the left hand side here, you've got your field list. It's then given us our recommended rate for nitrogen at the moment, but we can then toggle between the different nutrient elements. So we can go to phosphate, potash, magnesium, sulfur. If we click on a field itself, we can actually look at this as a more overview. So we can see here, we can see all the nutrients at once. So we can see that our recommended rate for nitrogen, phosphate, potash, and so on. We can also click across to our soil analysis. So you can see the size of, well, this one's a zoned field, so you can see the size of each zone. Had it just been a whole field situation, then there'd just be one line here. But you can see you've got your date of test, and then your index values for your PKMG, and then your pH in there as well. To go back, just simply click on the back arrow there, and that'll land you back to where we were. So again, you can see your list of fields. So the next thing really is to start adding your applications in. As you can see, there's a big green bar at the top here, add applications. So we add this in. This will then bring us to our timings window. So to kick off, we've got various player drop downs here. So if we click on select timing, we've got a few preset timings already loaded into Contour, which is great. But you can add your own custom timings as well. So if you want to add a autumn FYM or something like that, you can do that, create, and then that'll appear in our list. We've got our autumn FYM one there. But I'm just going to build a real simple nitrogen plan for some wheats. So let's go first N, select my products, which use Nitram. Estimate date of application, whether it's flat rate or zone rule set. We're solely going to type our own rates in here, so it's always going to be a flat rate for that type of thing. So we just put some numbers in there, and then select our application method. Now, to move on, all of these boxes have to be populated. So if you don't populate all of them, it will throw up an error, and it won't load the application. So that's really important you do that. You'll notice at the bottom here, it's added up our kilograms of nutrient applied within that application. So we've done product rate here, and this gives our equivalent nutrient rate. and also at the bottom here it'll start tallying up our different applications and timings, so we know what we're putting on. So if we add another line in, so add applications, it's not a case of just adding one, going through the process, and then cycling back in. You can keep stacking your different timings in here, but it is specific to a single crop. So you will have to do this process again if you want to go and do the oilseed rape in the beans. But again, we're going to do our second end top dressing. Going to throw some nitrogen on. Put a date in, 17th. Flat rate again. Application rate, and then how we're going to apply it. And you'll see that they're starting to stack up. Then going to add our third timing in. So third end. Going to be add some nitrogen in again. Application date or estimate application date. Type in your application rate and then how we're going to apply it, and you'll see that's stacked that up nicely at the bottom. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've got the timings I want in there. You can also do your phosphate as well. So if you want to add some TSP MAP in, we get add application. We're going to put some TSP in at drilling, and if we find our TSP, so in fact we already applied this, so we can go back in time as well. So we pop this on in the 7th of November. This time we use a zone rule set. So by using the zone rule set, this will look back at any soil analysis results you have in Contour and essentially apply the RB209 recommended rate to that zone or that field. So you can see it's telling us it's looking at RB209. That's the same as above. We can select our primary nutrient as well. So this is a nutrient that drives that application. So we've only got a single nutrient product here, so phosphate's the only option, but had you got a blend or something like that and you want to drive it off of potash or something different, you can select it there. We can also add in a minimum product rate. So this is a minimum application rate it will apply. So if you want to put, say, minimum 50 kilos, that's the lowest it'll go. And we can also cap it. So if you want to have a top end rate that you didn't want to go over, you can put that in at that point. Now, as it doesn't know what it's going to put on yet, it just shows the nutrient totals as auto because it won't come through until we've actually applied the application. We have some MAP in as well. So again, we're going to do some spring top dressing of MAP, and we're not going to do that till beginning of April. We can go to the zone rule set again, surface broadcast, again, select that primary nutrient, minimum application rate, and you'll notice again it's gone auto. So pretty happy with that. If you were to use this application across multiple farms or multiple accounts, you can actually save this, so you're building it out each time. So you can see at the bottom here we have templates. So you go templates, and then we can save as new. This is our winter wheat demo template. Save template, and that's saved for future use. Now, if we click next, it's then going to ask us which field we want to apply it to. Very, very similar process to actually adding the fields into plan. As only a small plan, I'm just going to click on those two fields. Click next, we then get our summary, so we can look through and make sure we're happy with what's happening in those two fields. I'm happy with that, so we can now apply that to the fields. So there we go, it's confirmed that we've got 5 applications added to 2 fields, so that's that done. And then what you'll notice is it starts to build up and this blue coloured bar at the top. So bottom is what the RB209 recommendation is, and the top one is actually what's being applied. So you can see we're applying 229 kilos of N to this field. We can work across, there's our phosphate, potash, magnesium and sulphur. So you can see no recommendation for those 2 fields for potash, but we do have some phosphate to apply. That's based on what we told at each timing. So if we go across to applications now, we can start to look at what's been applied. So at the top, we first got our product totals. So we know that we need just over a ton of TSP, and we need just over 5 ton of nitrogen at this point. If you want to look at each application in detail, so take the TSP for example, we can see that there's definitely different rates required from each different zone. Had it been a whole field, it'd do the same, but just for an individual field basis. Our nitram, so obviously that's going to be the same because we've only put a flat rate on, the same for each timing. So if you just say you wasn't happy with this, you want to edit it, you can go into here, hit the pencil, and that'll bring us back to this individual timing. So we can go in and edit any of these boxes and make it fit to what we want it to do. So if you want to say that's to 2:15, we can. Next. Again, same primary, update. Successfully updated. And that would have changed that for that field in applications. You can see that's now applying 215 kilograms a hectare. So now I'm going to add the applications for the OSR. So again, add applications. This time I'm going to utilise one of the templates I've got saved. So down the bottom left hand corner here we've got templates, view all, and then I can see all of my templates available to me. So I've got two OSR ones up here. We'll expand this one just to confirm what it's doing for me. So I've got some poultry manure, nitram, TSP, MAP. That's what I want to use. So tick it, use template, and that pre-populates all of the applications I wish to apply to those fields. Just takes a minute to load. You can then expand these just to see that they're doing what you want them to do, and then you can see your total nutrients applied across the bottom here. Now I'm happy with that, so click next. I'm going to select the fields I want to apply it to. Next again. We've then got our final summary. Click apply. So as you can see, that has applied those to my OSR fields. So my nitrogen has applied 142 kilos of N. We've got our phosphate recommendation, potash. So it's like we're applying the potash, but that's coming through from the muck. And then there's our magnesium and sulfur applications. So if you want to view these applications in more detail, you'll see that we've now got some additional boxes in here. So you can see there's now a requirement for poultry manure, so you need 11.6 tonnes of poultry manure. And it's also added the extra applications down the bottom here. So if we want to look at our TSP, for example, there we go, we can see we need just a zone there applied, and then we've got our various nitrogen applications as well, so we can have a look through and see those. So again, we've got our applications there, and then finally our second N top dressing, and again let's come through here. Same principles before. So if you do want to edit one, click on the pencil, and then you can come in and edit as and where necessary. And then next, update. And then finally, I just want to add some applications for my beans. So add application again. I'm going to use a template again just for ease. So I'm going to put some TSP MAP on. As you can see, it's showing our TSP MAP applications with estimated dates. There's no rate there because there'll be a zone rule set application. So if we do that, so there you go, you can see the zone rule set application. They're both on auto, so it's going to apply to requirement. So if we go next, pick our bean field, next, summary of application, apply, and that'll then do the TSP MAP for the bean field. So there we go, 2 applications. So that's all of our crops covered now. So you can see all your N requirements, your P, K, M, G, pH as before. What we can do now is go back and have a look at our product totals. So what we can do here is we can edit these product totals to suit what we've ordered. So if you want to go in to the 3 dots here and then bulk adjust, you can then change these accordingly. So for example, if you've ordered a known amount of TSP and you want to fit that according to what you've ordered. So if we go plus here and you want to change this, so say you actually bought half a ton of TSP and you've got, say, 1200 kgs of TSP plus APP. So once you have your adjustments, save adjustment, and that'll then bulk adjust your totals accordingly. So yeah, you can see there that that's adjusted our TSP plus APP to 1.2 tonnes. Now, you may have noticed there's also a compliance tab here using full NMP. Go into compliance, and that'll give us our crop NMAX, field NMAX, and manure limits. Now, as you can see, they're all sitting happily in green here. If you was to exceed any of your Nmax limits, it would flag in red and essentially tell you need to reduce the rate to fall within your Nmax. The same with the manure limits as well. So again, that'll flag red if you do exceed anything. So we can also push our downloads out from here, so whether that be reports or whether that be application files for variable rate. If you click downloads, that'll expand this pane here, and then we can either pick a various file type to export, so whether it be a shapefile, a file for a font or what have you, you can do that. And then at the top here we toggle across to reports. Now there's four main types of reports. So the first one being a job sheet. Now the job sheet is designed to show you essentially what is to be applied where. So it's one for an operator to order by, so you want to know what totals you need to order. That's all set in there. We've then got the nutrient management report. So this is a compliant nutrient management report which should tick all the boxes for any inspections that you may get. There's then the NVZ report. This NVZ report is there to give you a report on where you sit with your Nmax and make sure you're complying with the NVZ regulations. And then finally there's an NVZ risk map. The NVZ risk map is a map showing you any high risk areas on the farm or no spread areas, etc. So if you just want a job sheet, click it so it's highlighted, click download, and that'll go away and download your report. The same for nutrient management report, NVZ report, NVZ risk map. To close this window, simply just click that X and you go back to where you were. So to exit the plan, to go back to your home page, simply click nutrient plans, and that'll bring you back to here. So you can see there's my test plan. You can see who created it or if it's been updated, and who did that at what time. You can see what's included in there, and then to re-enter the plan, just simply click it. That'll bring you to here. And then if we exit the plan again, if you click on the three dots, you get various options. So you can edit it. So this will bring you through that whole setup phase. So selecting fields, selecting products, so you can add and remove fields at that point. You can click on downloads, which will shortcut you to the downloads page that I was showing you a moment ago. So there we go. So we go reports, get our reports out, or you can delete. Thank you for taking the time to watch a short tutorial. If you have any further questions, please contact your local crop input specialist.